Working on a weekend like usual, back here on BNC Black News Channel for Esports Extra, episode 11, right here on BNC, the show that talks traditional sports, esports, gaming, entertainment, and culture. Really here to see you, Sports Night, NFL, NBA, 2K League. Good to be back here on a weekend here, Saturdays and Sundays, 4 p.m. Eastern, to talk sports, gaming, and culture. A big show lined up for you this weekend. Talking that Thursday night football game went down to the wire in the DMV area. Washington football team holding on against the Giants. Aaron Rodgers still this week, continuing to talk about that loss to the Saints. Will tell you some of the quote-unquote excuses that he's coming up with for that loss to the Saints in Jacksonville. Maya Shaka, remember that name? First black female NFL official to officiate a game last week. We'll get into the significance of that. Also, we'll talk about the Carolina Panthers, a really cool sort of mixed virtual reality thing they've got going on with the pregame intro. Really cool. Had a huge panther, looked like Godzilla-like size, like 50 feet, 100 feet on the field. We'll show you some video of that. Also, LeBron and AD will likely switch positions. That's according to their agent. We'll talk about the Lakers and how that will affect their championship pursuit. Also, the NBA exploring the opportunity to play outdoor games, kind of like the Major League Baseball, the Field of Dreams. We'll talk about some possibilities for that and when that could likely happen. And an esports player hurts himself while celebrating. We've seen this from time to time, but saw it in esports. Let's just say he wasn't the most athletic person we saw during the week. All right, let's go ahead and bring in the broskies here. Let's go four wide here. Larry Ridley, you got Brandon Bill, former Bengals linebacker, Penn State University Nittany Lion. A huge game this weekend, man. Are they white now? Up there in Happy Valley, bringing in an SEC team.
I'm confident we can take down this SEC matchup.
All right, Happy Valley. We'll be looking on Penn State and Auburn this weekend. One of the better games on the college football slate. Antonio Williams, former Phoenix Sun scout, Nike, Boston Red Sox, you name it, all-around good guy. What's up with you down there in the DFW, bro?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Happy to be here.
Hanging in there, man. I love it. Derwin Worrell, kids call him Dagwood. Karnowski, where you at? Brooklyn? What's up?
Brooklyn, stand up in Canarsie, Brooklyn, to be exact.
Karnowski? Newski?
I'll tell you what, boy.
We'll figure out one of these days. Brooklyn. Yeah, Ben-Stuy, Iverson's sister. We talked about this. You guys ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. First topic. We saw the game Thursday night, the first true Thursday night football game. We saw Tampa and the Cowboys last week open up the season. That was the NFL kickoff. Thursday night football, Washington coming back to win at the very end, 30-29. Dustin Hopkins missing the game-winning field goal with no time left. Giants jumped offside, so he gets a second opportunity, and he comes through from about 35 yards, definitely less than 40. And the team, they get the win, move to 1-1. Giants fall to 0-2, I believe for the fifth straight season. Had won 5 straight games against Washington. You look at it, and man, Jones threw for 249, ran for 95 yards, a couple touchdowns. But it was your boy, man. How about Taylor Heineke? Threw for over 300 yards, a couple of touchdowns. Didn't have that costly pick, but they were able to overcome it. BB, your thoughts here on this crazy NFC East, where last year nobody finished with a winning record. What did you think about Washington's performance? Did they win it, or did the Giants give it away?
I mean, the Giants did shoot themselves in the foot plenty of times, but shouts out to the football team. Heineke, had some great throws, had a good performance today. I think his first victory as a starter. So I'm not going to harp on the Giants too much, although they do deserve it, but I'm just going to give congrats to the Washington football team.
Hey, man, one of your old teammates in the backfield, Quads, man. Saquon had a nice big run.
He's back.
Hey, I believe he had one of the top 10 or 11 fastest times he's ever ran the ball. I believe he was over 20 miles per hour on that big run. So coming back from that ACL, looking pretty good. Hey, Willie, your thoughts here. Did the Giants lose, Big Blue, or did the team win it?
It's funny. I have to say, when you don't want to see a game come down to one play, but that offsides to get that extra attempt to kick that field goal to win the game, you have to say that the Giants lost it. But both of these quarterbacks, played very, very well in this game. And what I was impressed about too is, even though it's a lot of running, it was a lot of scoring as the game started to heat up. Both of these teams had balance in terms of running and passing until Washington had to throw the ball to try to get back into the game and ultimately win it. So it was good to see kind of that old school balance, 2 division opponents going at it, but I got to say the Giants gave it up.
I tell you what, Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones, his nickname, Danny Dimes. It's kind of hard to call him that. He hasn't really won any
Danny
games.
Wills.
But look, he had some great throws here, man. The offensive line was getting beat up against that front four. Definitely one of the top, 2 or 3 defensive lines in the NFL. Hung in there, had the beautiful throw to Slayton. I don't know. Let me ask you this, Derwin. Was that on Slayton? Was that a drop? Or could have Daniel just dropped it in there a little bit better? He was wide open. I think if he catches that touchdown in the fourth quarter, it's game over, right?
Exactly. Good teams find ways to win. Bad teams find ways to lose. And I put that throw on the quarterback. The guy was just too wide open. You got to drop that in the bucket like a Russell Wilson would. I mean, he put that ball just out of the reach where the receiver had to work extra hard to try to get the ball. Yes, they say when it hits you in your hands, you should catch it, but that pass should have been a lot easier. I mean, we saw that same kind of pass in the Super Bowl with the Niners when they were playing the Chiefs a couple of years ago. If, Emmanuel Sanders gets the ball right in his hands, the game is over. Maybe the Niners are the champs.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah. So, I mean, you as a quarterback, when you got a guy that open, you got to hand it to him. You can't make him outstretch for it. So that's on Daniel Dimes, I think. I keep hearing people saying it's on Slayton that it was a drop, but I'm putting that on the quarterback.
One of the rare times we agree, Derwin, because I'm with you as a former receiver. I'm like, look, he could have caught it. Look, they always say if it hits your hands, you should probably catch it. But on that play right there, Daniel Jones might not get a more wide open receiver the rest of the season. Like that last play there. Brandon, go your thoughts here. Taylor Heineke, over 300 yards, couple of touchdowns, had that costly pick. Bradbury did a good job of jumping that route there when he was looking for Scary Terry. McLaurin had over 100 yards as well. Your thoughts on Taylor Heineke? Now, look, Young and those guys, they love him. They love him because he's got swag. He showed some swag during his first win on his third start.
Yeah, I mean, he shows it, and more importantly, he shows he's capable of being an NFL quarterback. He's making, primetime throws, which they're gonna need. Talking about Danny Dimes, I heard the Fox announcers last week during college football. It's always better to underthrow a guy than to overthrow. At least give him a chance. Just going back to that throw, but Heineke, he looked good, man. I think the football team, they have a good shot at winning this division.
I was just going to ask you guys, Antonio and Derwin, both of you guys jump in here real quickly. Will the team win the NFC East? I think right now they're the favorites until someone beats them. Now, I'm not buying Philly just yet. Give them some time with Sirianni. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's interesting to me.
You're a Cowboys fan. Go ahead and pick guys.
Yeah, right, man. I just live here. I ain't from here. No, sir. Yeah, I think Washington is the team. And then going back on the Giants really quick, I'll just say this, man. Like, and you know this better than anybody, Brandon. Like, this game is a game of inches. And you talk about small plays happening. Play last year where Daniel Jones is running down and has a clear touchdown and falls, right? Then he has a big play again, runs, and they get a holding penalty on the
58 yards. It became a 46-yarder. Exactly.
Right. So when you're a team that's like that, when you're not overly talented, it always comes down to those inches, and it seems like those things don't work in the Giants' favor. I got to say Washington wins this division.
D-Dubs, real quick.
I picked Washington before the season even started. I felt that they were the best team in the NFC East. I thought that, having Ryan Fitzpatrick was the stabilizer for that offense. He gets hurt. So now you question, are they still that team? And Taylor Heineke showed that they're still a playoff team, because that was the question. And maybe that's why, Ron Rivera doesn't call Cam Newton.
Yeah. Well, you think about it. He played a pretty good game against the Bucs. Yeah. If you look at it, Washington gave Tampa probably the toughest game in the playoffs last year. So we'll see what happens in this NFC least division here for a second straight year. All right, let's go ahead and take a break, guys. We'll continue to talk National Football League. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, they go down big to the Saints. I got a big Monday night game against the Lions. They're favored by more than 2 points. I believe it was 11 last time I checked. Rodgers still talking about excuses why they lost the game and took a beat down against the Saints. Wait till you hear the excuse why he threw a couple of interceptions. We'll have it for you right here on BNC. This is Esports Extra. Back here on Esports Extra. This is episode 11 right here on BNC Black News Channel. We are the show that talks traditional sports, esports, gaming, entertainment, and culture. Over here. CBS Sports Fan, NFL, NBA 2K League at Brandon Bell, Antonio Williams, Derwin Worrell, fellow TV sportscaster. Guys, let's continue the conversation. National Football League, big weekend here. As they like to say, the biggest season ever in the NFL because they got 17 games. So it will be the largest and the biggest season ever. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, 0-1. Lost that game to the Saints. Saints went marching right into Duval, Jacksonville, and got the win big, 38-3. Jameis Winston threw 5 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers, we can honestly say this, worst game of his career. I think 15 of 28, buck 33, couple picks. Now, it's been a lot of talk all week about why the Packers lost. Maybe they didn't take the Saints seriously enough. But Aaron Rodgers said a couple of reasons why he threw, one reason why he threw 2 picks. Took a couple of shots below the belt. I'm not going to use the N-word, but a couple of the other N-word. A couple of shots below the belt there. Let's go to Brandon Bell, who played in the NFL. I played in college. Brandon Bell, I did not wear a cup in the NFL or in college. Aaron Rodgers, he probably needed one last weekend against the Saints, huh?
Yeah, sounds like he did. I'll just say this. A great coach once told me, winning cures all. So they got Detroit coming up, and I think they'll smoke them and everything will be fine. All this will be behind Rodgers and the Packers. Unless they come out and give the same performance, then we need to talk about what's going on up in Green Bay.
Antonio Williams, RELAX. Right?
That's what he said.
Okay. Are you buying it? Are you panicking? Are you buying it?
No, I'm buying it. Because one, this guy hasn't shown anything in his jacket that makes me think otherwise. And then also, two, great players always have this certain air, certain confidence about them. And sometimes people don't like to hear it. What did LeBron say when they were down 3-1? Are you worried? He said, no, because I'm the greatest player in the world. It's that simple. They won the title. So with that being said, I don't worry about it. I want to, they have enough talent, including the great Aaron Rodgers, to right the ship. 17-game season. I'm not worried about it. Give the Saints some credit.
Sure, absolutely. Give them all the credit. They won this game. The Packers, that's their job for overlooking them. Look, they put on their pants too. They're pros. They get checks as well. You better respect teams and people in the NFL. This ain't college like you're playing some directional school or something.
Shout out Jameis.
Crab legs and eating W's. Look, we just saw that second pick. I don't think he got hit in the groin area there. Now, the second pick or the other pick, yeah, it looks like he got hit. But Dagwood, I'm not a big fan of the excuse making. Look, y'all overlooked the Saints. Y'all didn't think they were going to be great because, there's no Drew Brees. Hell, you don't even have to play them in New Orleans, in NOLA. You're going to Jacksonville. Oh, it's a piece of cake, right, man? No, it wasn't. They're pros too, Darwin.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I think there was some things that are a little bit different in this game.
But are you worried about the talk all week about
No, Aaron Rodgers, he's just answering reporters. But I'm not worried about them at all because Monday night they get the Detroit Lions in Lambeau, home opener. Detroit's gonna get smoked.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't put up 35-40, it don't count. That's how I look at it. I mean,
Detroit. Hey, look, Detroit, the Motor City Kitties, the Lions. They showed some fight last week against San Fran. They were down by what, like 21, almost 30, and came back and made it a 1-score game.
Listen, I expect Aaron Rodgers to come out like a surgeon on Monday night and carve those boys up. Period. And if they come out there and set the tone early, it's going to be a long day for golf. A long day. You just got to set the tone. They got to make the connection. So, put up a couple of touchdowns and they're going to cruise. They need to get a couple of games under their belt. And that offensive line for Green Bay is kind of somewhat of a new offensive line. You just got to get in sync. They're not in sync right now.
Put the Lions to the side. No one's saying they're going to lose to them. Their favorites by 11. They're minus 11 when you look at the spread here. Huge favorites going into the game. Actually, not the biggest favorites of the weekend. I think that's Tampa, who has Atlanta. Tom Brady doing some trolling of the Falcons with he did some video. It was at 3:28 Uh, it's the 28-3 reference. We didn't have a chance to get into that. Oh, Brady's always trolling. Now that he's out of New England. BB, my point is Aaron Rodgers all week, literally like 3 or 4 days this week, talking about the media, what happened, why I threw the picks, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, look, guys, y'all just didn't take them seriously and you paid the price. Isn't that simple, BB? I mean, why all the talking and all the other stuff? Give the Saints the credit and come back and beat the heck out of the Lions, right?
Yeah, I'm not with all the excuses either, but hey, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is known to speak his mind very vividly. Maybe the most in the NFL, you could say, at that star QB position. And but yeah, just give the Saints the credit, give Jameis the credit. They came out and smoked the Packers defense, which had nothing to do with Aaron Rodgers. So everyone needs to come back and turn it up a notch.
Will the Packers be back in the NFC Championship game? You want to bet on that? I say no. They won't even make it back to the title game.
Listen,
you want to bet on that?
The NFC
Do you want to put some money on that?
Stop. You're acting like they're the only teams in the NFC. The NFC is loaded. The NFC West itself is loaded.
I know he's the reigning MVP.
A lot of people don't repeat.
You want to put money on it?
No. Because we don't know how it's going to play out. Okay. We don't know how it's going to play out.
No,
There's a lot of teams.
And neither do you, Dagwood.
You need to be like Bill Belichick and go on to Detroit. We on to Detroit.
We
stop talking about these Saints.
All right. We're on to the next one. We're on to the break. Let's take a break. We'll come back with more Esports Extra. We're talking NFL officiating. How about Maya Shaka for Rochester here in the state of New York? First black female NFL official. We'll get into that and the significance. And the Carolina Panthers, mixed reality, virtual reality. Panther, biggest daylight on the field. Hide the women and children. It was pretty cool. We'll talk about that right here next. Esports Extra here on BNC. It's a weekend. That means we're working right here on BNC Black News Channel, Esports Extra, episode 11, the show that talks traditional sports, esports, gaming, entertainment, and culture. All right, Larry Ridley here, back here, CBS Sports. I got Brandon Bill, Antonio Williams, Durham World. Let's keep it in the National Football League, guys. Significant thing that happened last weekend with the first black female NFL official. She is Maya Shaka. There she is right there from the great state of New York, Rochester area, becoming the first black female official to officiate a game. I believe she was in that Panthers-Jets game last week. Got some burn there, earned her stripes, if you will, doing a great job. And this is really big. We saw that we had one lady, we had Sarah Thomas, I believe, was the first female official years ago. And then we had the first black female official. Guys, how great is this for the National Football League? They talk about diversity, inclusion. Of course, they really, really want to appeal to a different fan base out there, different subset of fans, including women. How big is this, Brandon Bell, to see a woman official? Were there any? Did you ever have Sarah Thomas when you were out there playing with the Bengals?
No, I do not believe so. But I'll just say this is huge, man. This is awesome. This is dope. Congratulations to her, and pray for continued success. Representation is huge. For all the little girls out there that are football fans, especially the little black ones. With this case and Maya, it's huge. To see someone that looks like them and know it's possible. If and that's a route that they could take one day. And I also just to like to say to the ignorant, half of America, because I see the comments on these things on socials and people will say, so what? What is that? It's just a ref. They don't know what it means. It's a big deal because it's never happened before. And it's 2021. How long has NFL football been going on? So it's a big deal for that half of the country, and congratulations to her.
Yeah, close to 100 years. That's how long the NFL's been going on. Hey, Willie, the significance of Maya Shaka being on an NFL field.
Very significant. It's awesome. It's great. I think what it does too, again, in addition to showing it's also too, we see this with different groups of people where they say, I don't have to have played the game in order to be successful, in order to have a high ranking position. Here's another example of that. Also, too, it shines light on what she's doing at Renaissance Academy in Charlottesville, Virginia, with the students that she works with there. So not only is it lifting the platform for people that look like us, especially women, it also lifts that platform for the people that she serves as a teacher, where she works her day job per se. So this is great on all fronts for me.
Yeah, Derwin, how significant was this? And just how cool was it to see her out there on the field? Didn't hear about her, didn't see anything. That means she did a heck of a job last weekend.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like, everyone said on this panel, it definitely lets other young ladies know that they can achieve their goals, that they could be like her. And the fact that she's in the public school system, she has a great story to tell. She started out doing college football at first, and then I think 2014 she entered the NFL program, and 7 years later she's a referee in the NFL. That is awesome. One other thing that I would love to see, I want to see a woman head official, head referee, making all the calls, calling the holding penalties.
White cap.
Yes, that's what I want to see. But this in itself is still, she's honored. It's great. And it's a great experience. And a lot of other kids are going to be able to learn from her.
And it's going to happen. Look, it's not a physically demanding thing or as physical as playing the game. And we're probably going to see that at some point as well. A young lady or a woman playing in the NFL one day. I don't know if it'll be in our lifetimes, but I think that's coming down the pike as well. And Brandon put it right, so succinctly when he's talking about representation. And look, I've got a daughter. Antonio's got a daughter. Derwin, you don't. I've got 3 boys and 1 girl. So we're all about girl power. We're girl dads here on this show. Let's go ahead and mention this. Let's take a look at this video, Coach. Can you go ahead and show this video? The Carolina Panthers, right? They're the Panthers, right? They have this mixed reality intro, like a virtual reality. Look at this Panther. Jumped on top of Bank of America Stadium, ripped down the Jets banner there, jumped on the field as people are warming up. Got fans still there. Love this freaking. Look how huge that thing is. What do you think, BB? That's got to be, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 feet right there. Look at him. Jumps through the goalpost. How cool is this, though? We saw the Baltimore Ravens previously as well the last year or so. What do you think about this, man? The NFL's going high tech. I love it.
Yeah, BB? Man, I do too. You got to keep up. I do too, man. I love it. You got to keep up with what's going on in the culture, technology, gaming, CGI. It's big time these days, and I think it's awesome for the fans, kids out there. And I'm not sure I haven't heard anything about what the experience was in the stadium, if how that went. But visually, for me, watching on my phone, I definitely paused everything I was doing and locked in for that 40 seconds. So I thought it was dope.
Yeah, I saw the videos like 30 or 40 seconds. Derwin, your thoughts here? Who did it better, Baltimore or Charlotte, Carolina? Panther or the Raven? Quote no more.
Give me a Panther, man. Black Panther is more menacing. I'm not scared of no crow or Raven, whatever you want to call it.
So if there was a 50-foot bird, you wouldn't be afraid of it?
Nah, unless it's a Seahawk. That might be a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? With the talons. A Raven doesn't have talons. Come on, man.
But if it's 50 feet, Derry, don't think he can grab your little butt?
It's a bird. Come on. You can put Tweety Bird out there. I'm not worried about
bird. A 50-foot bird can peck you?
Let's stay with the Black Panther. The Black Panther is much more menacing. Big teeth.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, Willie, your thoughts here. Say that Panther got it. Bank of America Stadium down there in Charlotte for the Panthers-Jets pregame.
No, it was really cool. And everybody's been talking about it. The NFL is doing a great job of making sure that they are, quote unquote, fashion forward. And there's some other sports one sport in particular that hasn't done a great job. That's baseball, with doing these things. The NFL is doing things like this. They also got rave reviews when they did the Nickelodeon broadcast as well. People love that. So the NFL is doing those things. And also, too, I expect this copycat league. If it's successful in one place, you're going to see it a lot more. And the other reason why you need to do that as well is if you're going to charge a premium for prices for tickets, you got to do stuff to make fans want to come to the games. If not, they'll watch it on their 4K TVs, go to the bathroom, eat as much as they want in their own homes.
All right. Well, you talk about those seats, those PSLs that people are paying for. I was thinking about what team would be menacing. Seahawks would be pretty menacing. Lions, Detroit,
Bengal Tigers.
Bengal Tiger.
So many.
How about the? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just say, like A. Willie said, copycat league. It gives these teams, marketing, PR squads a chance to get creative. Man, NFL needs some creativity. We see NBA socials; they're always, having fun with each other on the internet. NFL needs more of that.
Right, right. What about the Los Angeles Chargers? How about virtual lightning? That'll scare some folks out there. Big old lightning bolts. Guys, let's go ahead and take a break. We'll come back. Let's talk that round ball. LeBron James, AD. Possibly, potentially, likely, we'll be switching positions. We don't know how long it'll be. We don't know if we'll start the season that way. But there's some evidence that what they're talking about has worked and should work this season. We'll get into it right here. You're watching Esports Extra right here on BNC. Back here on BNC Black News Channel, this is Esports Extra, the show that talks traditional sports, esports, gaming, entertainment, and culture. Here, got Brandon Bell, also Derwin Morrell, and A. Willie here, working on weekend. We're back here, guys. Let's talk NBA. And A. Willie, we're going to start with you here. Rich Paul, the agent for LeBron James, and AD Anthony Davis, talked about during the scouting combine, during the combine process, that it was letting some other teams know, look, LeBron was going to move to the 4. AD was going to move to the 5. You got Russell Westbrook here. You got Carmelo Anthony here. Also, you got Malik Monk and some other people. Look, they played this way when they won it in 2020, played a little bit like this last year. The numbers bear out. They are a better, more efficient team when LeBron's at the 4 and Brown's at the 5. Look, the Brown doesn't like playing the 5. He's actually happy and giving Rob Pelinka some hugs when they signed Dwight Howard and DJ DeAndre Jordan. Your thoughts here, hey Willie, Lakers, your squad, the Fakers. Now that they're not in the bubble, they ain't gonna win nothing. Hey Willie, your thoughts here?
Hey, it sounds good to say. So no, it's good. And one of the things I like about it is, we saw this when Powell. We've seen this a lot with big guys that are multifaceted from an offensive perspective. When Pau Gasol was first acquired by the Lakers, they played that Twin Tower set with he and Andrew Bynum. And as Pau Gasol continued to age, his advantage was no longer at the 4. It was actually at the 5. He was better playing at the 5. Him and Kobe in pick and roll playing at the 5, not chasing around smaller 4s. So that's one of the things, especially as the league has gotten smaller and 4s are now out on the perimeter. You don't necessarily want AD chasing those 4s around. The other thing that you have as well, it is a crazy advantage when you have a guy at the 5 and when you add LeBron at the 4 as well, the playmaking that you have from the 4 and the 5, what you can do to opposing defenses is unmatched. So everybody's concerned about Russ has got to have the ball in his hands and all those things. Well, when Russ was playing with KD, James Harden, he would actually be off the ball and play the 2 when they would play all 3 of those in the lineup. So I'm not as concerned about that, especially when you have the basketball awareness and the passing ability of LeBron from the 4, AD from the 5. You can invert your offense and run your offense from the front court. That's a great, great advantage.
Yeah, like I said, they use this lineup a lot to close out games, especially in that bubble when they won the 2020 NBA championship, LeBron James' 4th world championship. Derwin Morrell, do you like this move here by the Lakers, and especially with them coming out and telling everybody right now with Rich Paul, I guess breaking the news, I guess you could say, LeBron to the 4 and AD to the 5?
I don't know. At the end of the day, what does it matter if the guys are going to be hurt? Is AD going to make it through 82 games? Is he going to be around?
Likely not.
So what does it matter? You're planning for something in the beginning of the season, and we know the injury history of this team, especially of AD, who's a tremendous player. He's an exceptional player, but he can't stay healthy. So what makes me think that he's going to be healthy this year?
Brandon Bell, let me get your thoughts here. You like this? LeBron James at the 4, AD at the 5. Is this a better lineup, a more potent scoring lineup for the Lakers?
Yeah, I do believe so. Like you said, we've seen it have success before. Not sure if it's huge news, as you said as well, but I look at it as just, they're going to be multifaceted. They're going to be able to move, shift things around. If this doesn't work, they'll be able to find something new, and they have the veteran and smart players to be able to do so. So I think it's good.
Let me ask you this. Hey, Willie, you were talking so eloquently about LeBron and this team. What is your starting five for the Lakers this year? We know we're going to see Russ. We know we're going to see LeBron. We know we're going to see AD. Who are the other two players? You want to go Bazemore? You want to go Malik Monk? What are we doing here with those other two positions?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think that's a good thing about this team.
What is Brandon doing? What are you doing, Brandon?
I'm just waiting to hear the other two.
Oh,
okay.
I thought he was pulling the Jameis Winston.
I know. I was like, what's he doing?
I did that.
You gonna eat another W? No. Go ahead.
No, it's. I think it's going to be interesting to see who the other two starters are. I'm not. I think that lineup that we talked about with the Lakers going with AD at the 5 and LeBron at the 4, I think that lineup will be used down the stretch a lot. I'm not necessarily convinced that
they said start games, though. They said start games. That's
yeah,
they you don't believe that?
Okay. They did. I'm not all the way convinced at that because knowing how Rich Paul operates, knowing how the Lakers operate, and again, they're very shrewd, right? Like, why would you announce that, right? And knowing that Rich Paul, a lot of agents don't like him. I don't necessarily buy that he's just been around telling agents that. That's not his MO, not how he operates. So I don't know if I all the way buy that. I certainly see that lineup down the stretch. I don't know if that's going to be the starting lineup, though. So I think one of those guys between maybe they'll go with DeAndre Jordan, maybe they'll go with Dwight. One of those guys will start, and AD will be at the 4.
Right.
And then at the 2, maybe Wayne Ellington, someone like that, they'll get them in. That's what I think.
Bingo. That's it. Wayne Ellington, that's it right there. Maybe Bazemore as well, playing the 4. And then you got LeBron there. And then, it will probably be LeBron at the 3. You got AD at the 4. I would say DeAndre Jordan's not going to start. Be Dwight Howard. Durham, real quickly, you're starting 5 for the Lakers. 15 seconds.
I got nothing. I just know that. I mean, maybe Carmelo's coming off the bench, or maybe he can play the 3.
He's definitely coming off the bench.
But my biggest question is, how many games is AD gonna be in street clothes? Because he's the key.
Like a true Knicks fan.
He's the key. If you take him out of the lineup, what do you got?
He ain't lying. They got 9 players over the age of 32.
Man, listen,
so.
I'm not hyped up with the shiny toys.
Right.
All that glitter's not gold.
Oh.
They got new pieces. They're shiny. They're pretty.
It's an old pep term. Everything that glitters ain't gold.
Yeah, man. I mean, they're going to win a championship because they got a bunch of... They're not a real team. Come on.
Green for the money, gold for the honeys. Let's go ahead and take a break here. We'll come back and talk some more NBA. They're talking about playing a field of dreams, an outdoor basketball game, if you will. We've seen it in college. Will we see it in the NBA? We'll have it for you right here. Esports Extra on BNC. Back here working on the weekend, Esports Extra, episode 11 right here on BNC. The show that talks traditional sports, esports, gaming, entertainment, and cultural earlier. Brandon Bill and Tony Williams. Got Durham Worrell here all alongside. Guys, keep it in the NBA. So the NBA, they're discussing the potential or the possibility of playing an outdoor basketball game, sort of a field of dreams game, if you will. We saw it in Major League Baseball this past year between the Yankees and the White Sox out there in Iowa, the field of dreams, the cornfields of Iowa. We've seen it with the Winter Classic. In hockey, I covered one of the first ones, Bruins and Flyers back at Fenway Park. I believe that was, 20, I don't know, 9, 10, or 11. One of the 3 of those years run together for me in Boston. But some of the venues that, we can talk about, Venice, and of course, there you see the legendary Rucker Park. Let's start with you, Will. You are our NBA guy. Do you like this idea of an outdoor game? Going to have some issues with it. We saw with college basketball, condensation on the floor, things of that nature, players getting hurt, being outside, weather, a lot of things affecting us. Basketball's an indoor sport. Baseball's outdoor. In basketball, they played a couple of those Carrier Classic games. A couple of them got canceled as well because of condensation. How likely is this? Willie?
I'm sure they're going to try it. And you just named a lot of the things. I was actually in South Carolina when we actually got the women's Notre Dame versus Ohio State game in South Carolina. That game was played. The second game, on the men's side was Marquette and Ohio State. That game was canceled. That game didn't tip off because of the condensation, because that game was at night when the women were playing, and it was in the daytime. The sun was still out. There's so many other things that factor into this. We were very, very fortunate to get those games off in San Diego when we first did this. Now that second go around, that next year had some games canceled. I don't know if I'm a fan of this because of that.
Derwin, maybe first of all, two-part question here. Same for you, Brandon. Right after Derwin, are you a fan of this? Do you like this? And if you do, where should they play?
I like it because it's something different, and the NBA needs to try to get some more viewers. So they're going to try just about anything. I think off the top of my head, the one place you're not going to get a lot of people would be Rucker Park. It's a historical place. A lot of NBA players would love to play there. If you put the best player right now is supposed to be LeBron James, you put him at Rucker, people are going to tune in to see that game. I don't know what other team you would put out there. You're not going to get a lot of fans as far as seats, but if you put that on TV, you're going to get eyeballs because it's going to be historical. People are going to watch it. I think that Rucker is definitely one of the spots that they can play.
If you're going to play Rucker, you better play that thing early on, like October. That's about it. You can't play in New York City outdoors in January or February.
Maybe you could play it in April.
NBA but I don't know if they want to go that late. That's the thing. I thought about that too. You got to play it early or late. You're absolutely right. Look, I agree with it. Because playoff considerations and things of that nature,
you play 82 preseason games anyway.
I don't think
guys are going to risk it. Guys are going to risk it.
But do you really want to wait till April, the last like 5 to 10 games to play a game outdoors?
Gotta be an NBA
you
kickoff
put the
classic
right two teams out there. It's a TV bonanza.
Yeah, but they didn't play the Field. They didn't play the Field of Dreams game in September, right before the playoffs.
But that's
like July.
See, I don't equate the Field of Dreams as the same as
Winter Classic is in the middle of the season. It's not at the end.
You want to do this or not? You're making up excuses not to do it.
Maybe they make the All-Star game the outdoor classic.
No, you can't do that.
In February? You gotta rule out the North.
We go to LA.
I was gonna say you got two places. You got Miami, LA, and maybe Phoenix.
Yeah. If you want to have it at Rucker, you better have it in the spring, summer.
Brandon Bell, Rucker Park, October, Knicks Nets. Give me that.
I think that's nuts. That's going to be insane.
Yes.
Fans will show up. TV will show up.
Yes.
People will learn more about the New York, origin of basketball.
History.
I think it would be great.
Yeah. Hey Willie, how about this? Give me Knicks Nets early, Rucker Park, and then give me Battle of LA, Venice Beach.
Clippers.
Hey, NBA, hire Larry. He's got some great ideas.
Don't give it that much credit.
You like that? How they didn't hire you? How they didn't hire you? You know more about basketball than all of them.
If they hire you, they hire us too.
That's it.
Well, package deal.
Hey, Willie, you like that? Battle of LA, Venice Beach?
I do. I definitely like that. There'll be some other locales in LA where we play that'll be mad, but I like it at Venice. For the national appeal, you got to do Venice Beach.
And you can talk about that. The NBA executive VP there, Evan Wash, that was talking about, look, this is a conversation they're having. We saw this in Phoenix. I believe they played there 3 straight years in the preseason, right? Hey, Willie, you were there with the Suns. What was that, 08 through 10? Because I know one year they played Golden State. I remember I saw Babyface Steph out there and things of that nature, correct?
Right. No question.
Dallas 1 year?
Right. Yep.
All right, good stuff. This is going to be fascinating to see when they're going to do this. I don't know if they'll do it this year, but there's talk about, in-season tournaments. Then you got this Field of Dreams outdoor game. I love where the NBA is going. I love where all these pro leagues are going, man. They're pushing the envelope, and we're all better for it as consumers. All right, let's take a break, guys. We'll come back. Last segment here, talking esports. Esports is electronic, right? So they're not athletes. Well, they claim to be athletes. This guy celebrated like an athlete. Oh boy, you just got to see the video. Kid celebrates and his shoulder pops out of place. We'll show it to you right next here on Esports Xtra. You're watching it here on Black News Channel BNC. Back here on Esports Xtra, the show that talks traditional sports, esports, gaming, entertainment, and culture. Literally back here, Derwin Rail, Brandon Bell, Antonio Williams. The esports portion of Esports Xtra. Guys, just roll this kid, his name is Cake Assault. Playing a Smash Brothers tournament. Oh, we got to wait for it to roll over again. But it's so good. Guy wins this big, huge tournament in Ohio, jumps up, celebrates, shoulder pops out of the socket, goes down in pain, writhing in pain. Derwin Morrell, if you haven't seen anything like this, wait till the video comes back again. This is crazy how this kid celebrates, and basically, he tried to pop off. That's popping off. That's determining esports. And then he really pops off. Down goes Frazier.
Oh my God, that is funny, because like I tell my son sometimes, boy, you doing too much. You just doing way too much, man. How do you pop your shoulder out like that? Something right. Act like you've been there.
Hey, he's hurting. Look at him, BB. You got shoulder issues. We've all been there.
For sure. It is funny, but I know his pain wholeheartedly, man. But mine was in the midst of, some hard-hitting football games.
Look at him.
So I don't feel too bad. But hey, he's hype. He's won. That's passion. That's passion. I love it.
I'll tell you what, if that table wasn't there, he would have went backwards. The table saved him, and then the shoulder popped out of place. Antonio Williams, you've done some esports. We've done huge events on stage. We were in Dallas at Esports Arena there. In Arlington, man, clown show right here, right?
Man, that was so funny, man. When I saw it, you're not laughing at his pain. You're just laughing that something like that occurs. I just thought, I'm a big UFC fan. I've seen I saw a guy get his first win and hurt his knee. Saw another guy get a big win, do a backflip ACL. So remind me of Martin Gramatica. That's what I was thinking about.
Yes.
And here we go. That's what it reminded me of.
Bears player got a sack against the Patriots. They were down by like 30. Got a sack and tore his ACL. How about Gus Farrat? Headbutted the daggone, the padding in the end zone. This is a rumor. I think John Smoltz, one of the Atlanta Braves pitchers, went on the DL. He burned himself trying to iron his shirt with it on. I've seen crazy stuff.
I've done
out
that
there.
as a middle schooler.
Hey, what the heck is wrong with you? Give me some of the craziest injuries you've ever seen in sports. I just gave you a few.
Well, I'll tell you this. You guys probably seen the video. I was in it. Penn State game. We're playing Georgia Tax Slayer Bowl. And a good friend of mine, Klein, it was his last game. And he's smashing everybody's helmet with his helmet off. And there's blood on. This is before the game. That was kind of insane. They had to take him back in the locker room and stitch him up.
Stitch him up. Yeah, and then you got the Band-Aid there, and you got the helmet going across, and it's going to bleed all game. Derwin, any parting shots before we get out of here? Crazy sports injuries like cake assault?
I can't think of any, but the injury last week with Tampa, kid dislocating his elbow, trying to make a tackle in that game. That was gruesome.
His own teammate hit it up.
Yeah, that hurt.
Yeah, but that wasn't celebrating or anything crazy. That's in the flow of the game. Hey, cake assault, get well. You did win some money. You did win that big tournament with Smash Brothers. Congratulations. Next time, you're not athletic. You shouldn't be celebrating like that. Celebrate like an esports person. Give me this. Give me like a fist pump or something like that. Don't jump up and down. Guys, thanks for watching Esports Extra. We're back next weekend. You can catch us every Saturday and Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern, right here on Black News Channel. Saturday and Sundays, right here at BNC, 4 p.m. Eastern, for more Esports Extra. For Brandon Bill, the former Bengals linebacker, Penn State University captain. Go Nittanies! Get those Auburn Tigers! Or, as they like to say down south, War Damn Eagle. Antonio Williams, the former Phoenix Suns scout. Derwin Morrell, fellow sportscaster on Literally Senior Sports. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next weekend, 4 p.m. Eastern, Saturday and Sunday, right here at BNC. Wait, guys. Bye-bye. Truth. Warlock, what's up, baby?